What's up, guys? If you saw the last video, you know we just installed a brand new Lowrance Ghost on the boat, but we're still having the exact same problem that we had with our original Ghost. The arrow lags a little bit. It sticks, it lags, it doesn't always perfectly line up with where your trolling motor is pointing. So we're gonna go ahead and install the BFE True Arrow for the Lowrance Ghost. I hear nothing but good things about this. We're gonna test it out. It seems like a pretty straightforward and simple install. So let me show you how to get it done, and then we'll put it to the test. So this is everything you're going to get in the kit. You're going to get a new top cap, the new arrow, and they also send a T10 and a T15 that you'll need to remove the screws from the stock assembly. All right, so first up, we're going to remove these two screws right here. You can't miss them, right by the cable. Those are the T10s, so go ahead and remove those two. Once you have those removed, you can see this cap or cover, bottom cover, is going to separate. So just very carefully, you don't want to spread it too far, but just very carefully separate it, work it down, and then we can take it off the trolling motor just like that. Set that aside, we will be reusing this part. With that out of the way, you can see that there's 16 in total screws that we have to remove. These are the T15s, so using the tool that they provided, we'll go ahead and remove these 16 all the way around, and that's going to allow us to remove the top cap. Once you have those removed, you can go ahead and take your top cap off. Now this white rubber grommet may or may not come off with it. If it doesn't come off, just go ahead and peel it back, but pay attention how it's sitting in there in the grooves, because when we go ahead and put this back on there, you want to make sure it's nice and tight and positioned properly. That way you can ensure that no water is going to get back into your Ghost. So we'll go ahead and peel this off. And then we're going to take this over to our desk real quick because we have to cut a hole for the new True Arrow. Okay, so when you're looking at the gasket, if you're looking at the underside of it, this hole right here, that's what we need to cut out. I'm just using a razor blade. I just put the instructions that this arrow came with down so I don't go into my carpet, but just taking this blade, nice sharp blade, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of trace around and cut out that circle. Okay, so you can see the part we removed. Doesn't have to be a perfect circle, we just need that part cut out of the rubber gasket, so for the new arrow makes contact with the magnet. With that hole cut, we can now go ahead and replace this gasket. And as I mentioned, you want to make sure you get it lined up properly, perfectly, where it needs to be. So again, you don't have to worry about any leaking or water intrusion. Then you can take your new True Arrow and pop it on the magnet, and as you're going to see, it's going to auto align itself. See how it snapped right to where the trolling motor is pointing. And again, we're going to give you a better look at this once it's all put back together. We're obviously going to put the trolling motor down and test this out, but no matter where you face it, it's going to snap to where the trolling motor is pointed. Now we're going to take the new top cap and place it over, and you can see how the arrow fits in this clear cap. If you look at the stock one, the arrow is actually built in to the top cap. That's one of the differences. And honestly, in my opinion, I could be wrong, but that might be why this stock one binds a little bit or lags. I'm not sure, it's just speculation, but you can see this arrow is going to move freely inside this clear cap with nothing rubbing up against it to make it bind or lag. So now it's just a matter of placing your new top cap over. I'm going to feel around the edges just to make sure that gasket feels like it's in place, and it does. So we're going to go ahead and replace those 16 screws. Then we replace the bottom cover, pop in those two T10s that we removed in the beginning. Now it's time to test it out. All right, we deployed the motor. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys can see this, but even with the slightest movement of my foot on the foot pedal, that arrow was responding immediately. There's zero lag whatsoever. If I go fast, oh God, that is so much smoother. There's no like jerky movements in the arrow, and it is super responsive. Maybe if I get my foot out of the way and show you, like if I barely touch, hopefully you can see the arrow on the motor, but if I just barely touch, you can see it moving instantly. So that is a huge improvement over that stock arrow, and that's awesome. That's going to be huge, really, for anybody who is, you know, wants to have your motor precisely lined up, especially if you have like an active target or Garmin live scope, anything like that attached to your trolling motor shaft, and you need to know exactly where it's pointing at. That's awesome. That lag is gone. That jerky movement is gone. I wish I did this on my first Ghost, to be honest, but definitely happy with that. There you have it, guys. That easy to get the Bass Fishing Electronics True Arrow for the Lowrance Ghost installed. I'll put a link down below. Unfortunately, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with him, so I don't have any discount codes for you. But in my opinion, honestly, even at full price, this thing is, I don't want to say a must-have, but it's a definite upgrade over that stock arrow. And in my opinion, I wish I did it on my first Ghost. In my opinion, this thing is definitely worth it. So give it a look. Until then, stay safe, tight lines, and we'll see you on the next video.